You know, anytime you can have Sachin Tendulkar on this show, obviously the ratings go really high. Now, so what if he's virtual? This is a very interesting thing where now virtual reality is getting branded with a certain game, with a certain person. And I think it's a very interesting way to get tech and innovation and maybe a particular category of tech to people that may never have tried it before. So this is, of course, a game, the Sachin Tendulkar game. It's called the Sachin Saga. And it says this is as real as it gets. Now, take that with a pinch of salt because the resolution is not anywhere near as real as it gets. But it's interesting that they've been able to create something like this. You use your own phone and app, of course, on this. And the rest, of course, happens with this, a small little remote control. With that, we've also got two watches, and I'd given you a very small little preview of these watches when we'd been there for the Honor View 20 launch. Now we've got the Magic Watch and the Running Edition, but we'll start the whole thing off by going down to two different countries. We'll first go to Texas in the USA for Solidworks, and then we'll go to Hong Kong for Legrand. Both truly showcase the future in every which way. Let's get started with our show today.
On the show, Samsung has unpacked its new Galaxy phones and even unfolded a foldable phone. We bring you all the highlights from Samsung's Unpacked event in San Francisco. We travel all the way to Dallas in the US to check out all the new mind-boggling tech at Solidworks World 2019. And we also have the Master Blaster Sachin Tendulkar on our show unboxing something very cool.
Let's get started with the news that is coming in. And of course, the biggest news was one that came in from Samsung. The Unpacked event was also, of course, a bit of a surprise event because it's happened just days before the Mobile World Congress. And of course, our MWC special starts off from next week. But coming back to Samsung, this is the news and the headlines they actually made.
The headlines are unfolding before our eyes, literally. Samsung has created a buzz internationally with the world's first foldable phone announced at its Unpacked event in San Francisco earlier this week. The Samsung Galaxy Fold is finally in front of our eyes and it makes us gasp for multiple reasons. Its massive 7.3-inch Infinity Flex display folds into a compact device with a cover display. So get ready to gasp once more because you will have to pay almost $2,000 for the Fold's 12GB RAM, 4380 mAh battery, 6-camera lens setup and more. We hear this one will be available later in 2019. And Samsung also added new premium flagships to its Galaxy range, the S10, S10 Plus, S10e and S10 5G, which is the brand's first 5G phone. The S10 and S10 Plus come with a triple rear camera setup. Powering these new flagships is Qualcomm's Snapdragon 855 chipset. Well, all these stars in the Galaxy are asking for a premium. While the S10 starts at around $900, the S10 Plus will be available for around $1,000, the S10 5G for more than $1,000, and the S10e, the budget option, for around $750. Samsung also announced some new wearables to attract fitness enthusiasts. Say hello to the very Apple AirPods reminiscent Galaxy Buds, which are priced at around $130. We also got a glimpse at the Samsung Galaxy Watch Active, which is priced at around $200 and comes with a minimalist design and a more holistic approach to fitness with some well-being and stress monitoring features. We'll be reviewing all these gadgets on our shows and let you know if they live up to the tall claim. But let's just say what was once a dream has now unfolded into a reality.
And our first stop in our globe-hopping destination show is, of course, going to be Texas in the US. We do these stories with SolidWorks every single year because this is a company that truly does tell us what can be done between software, apps, and the hardware that comes together. 2 or 3 stories I have to tell you. The first, of course, is a sensory glove, and this one I love. When Sanjana's out there, she's been showcasing these things in small little videos she was sending to me on WhatsApp and other areas where one of the gloves, and I want to see the whole story, is you're wearing a glove. And the sensory perception that you'll have is that even if the software says that now they've put an ant on your hand, you'll still be able to feel it. The mind boggles to think when they'll have a whole body suit of this, what all you can do. I think the porn industry must be absolutely and totally celebrating right now. Can you imagine the potential? Anyway, that's just me and the way my mind works. Lots more happened out there, including robotics, brand new ways of using computers and cameras. Let's take a look.
Howdy Rajiv, I would tip my hat to you if I had my Texas hat on, but I am very much in Texas, in the United States. I'm in Dallas. The flag gives it away. I don't think the building really gives it away. I'm here for a very big tech conference by Solidworks. This is Solidworks World 2019, and there's some big announcement that the Sol Systems and Solidworks is making here today. Now, there's no one really in my frame, but believe it or not, there's 6,000 people present here. But let's get straight to it, put our nerd on, and figure out what are these big announcements that they are bringing. So if you're an engineer, you're a designer, or you have any inclination towards this kind of software, I suggest you stay put and stick on with us. Create, design, simulate, manufacture. One word for all of this would be SolidWorks. Well, SolidWorks World 2019 was held in Dallas and was a massive crowd puller. With over 6,300 attendees this year, we stepped inside to find out what the big announcements were, and we definitely switched our nerd on for this one. The French software developer made it evident that 3D experience is more than just a software. With more than 12 brands under the umbrella servicing 11 industries, Dassault Systems reiterated its focus to 3D design and engineering and launched one complete portfolio of applications, 3DExperience.works. This has fine-tuned applications and also various use cases of companies on the platform. It is meant for small and mid-sized firms and can help improve manufacturing efficiency by streamlining all processes and allowing digital continuity.
Well, SolidWorks 2019 is a milestone. Why so? Because now it's official for every user of SolidWorks in the world that the future of SolidWorks is powered by a 3D experience platform. That's the message number one. There's a second reveal today, which is we are creating a view of that platform that is fitting with the Works experience. SolidWorks is loved by users because they love the experience. And we want to do the same for the 3D experience.works so they can have the collaborative innovation part of the total picture.
Dassault Systems showcased their focus to what they call the Industrial Renaissance. The 3D Experience Marketplace, or the Amazon for design, engineering and manufacturing, which was only launched last year, already has around 600 suppliers on the platform. And as 3D design remains at the heart of what they do, they even showcased building Jaipur as a smart 3D city experience. Okay, now we've seen great announcements, big updates in the software, but along with software, hardware is really important, right? Now, I'm not talking about regular virtual reality or anything. Yes, you can see this in my hands, and now seeing is not really believing, feeling is. So Haptex is a company that's actually adding haptic touch to virtual reality, another dimension. So let's get straight into this device. Yes, this one is Rajiv's favorite and probably the most eye-catching piece of hardware at SolidWorks World this year. This is Haptex that plans to bring another dimension to virtual reality, which is touch. The gloves are like an exoskeleton that have to be put on. And it's not a fit for all size, they measure your hand before slipping it on and making it fit. The best part about these gloves is the pressure sensitivity that it comes with. So an object placed on your hands through the 3D CAD software will be felt almost realistically through the gloves. An insect was placed on my hand and the sensation was nothing less than a lifelike creepy crawly walking around my palm. The gloves have 130 points of feedback dispersed on the surface for feedback. And it even comes with motion tracking technology and was pretty precise when we tried it to swat some UFOs down in the demo scenario. The mind boggles to think about applications of this in gaming and many other industries. But for now, it makes for a great companion in designing and simulating things, especially using the SolidWorks platform. But Haptex was not alone with the path-breaking technology at SolidWorks World 2019. There was more eye candy for artists and designers. The new Microsoft Surface Studio 2 was showcased as well. The monitor can be angled and adjusted like this and can be put down almost flat. The Surface Studio 2 is out and out a designer's delight and comes with 1 or 2 TB of inbuilt storage and a brilliant 28-inch Pixel Sense display with a 10-point multi-touch screen. But one of the biggest highlights on the Surface Studio 2 is the 7th generation Intel Core i7 processor through the looking glass, and this is exactly what it would look like. This is a holographic display meant specifically for 3D creators. Everything on this display is quite real and involves no special effects. You put your hand in front and the sensor recognizes it and one can then interact with their product design. Another handy piece of hardware for SolidWorks users, but this one is straight out of Harry Potter. There was a lot of fun at the Partner Pavilion at Solidworks World 2019, which included this educational robot company, Rev. They showcased their robots that could pick up and drop boxes and are primarily meant for robot competitions in schools and colleges. They sell these do-it-yourself robot kits for this.
One of the most interesting things is when you see a company that's already very successful in what they do, actually do a transition. So Legrand and its affiliate companies have always been very famous for some of the best switch and electrical technology. You know, those wall outlets and switches, they've been known for that. What happens when that company says, we will now move on to become the biggest player in home automation, IoT and AI? Well, what happens is this event happens in Hong Kong. And even the event happened at a very interesting space. So we'll start off with me right at the bottom, because the event happened right at the top. Now, I'm not going to tell you more because we're going to take a journey in 55 seconds.
After that speedy ride in the elevator, time to get elevated to the land of Legrand. A company essentially known for its switchboards has switched to the world of IoT or Internet of Things. From smart plugs, smart speakers and now home automation, the company has diversified in a big way.
You know, for architects, interior designers today, the biggest challenge is to either take a home that isn't smart or a new home that wants to be smart, but they don't want ugliness to come with it in terms of what you put. So this is where Legrand now comes up with what they call the TST solution. So you can touch, I'll tell you about all these wireless switches. You can swipe, which is of course on an app, or you can talk, which is what I was doing with Google. Now the TST solution really works very well, because imagine a situation where you're reading late at night, right? And somebody with you doesn't want to get disturbed. This is what you would do. Hey Google, turn on bedroom socket.
In addition, the Nuvo range of speakers was also showcased, which is the next level of audio. It allows users to play a single source and several connected receivers and diffusers to play music in different rooms from a mobile digital source.
Now, before we move on to the Sachin Saga, and by the way, I have a real special for you. I'm not unboxing it because I've already opened it. Guess who's going to unbox this exclusively for us? Sachin Tendulkar. But before that, I have something else that I feel is important to talk about. I think sports and virtual reality are perfect bedmates. Think about this. You're watching a game of cricket. It's actually being brought to you in virtual reality. So you now can choose where you want to be on the field. You could be right behind the batsman. When he plays a shot, you could actually walk up and give him advice. I mean, of course, he's not going to listen to you. But imagine the potential of being on field. It's like the ultimate fantasy of every sports lover. It'll come through because of virtual reality. And now that I've got very carried away, I better come back to this. The Sachin Saga, I've already told you, virtual reality meets Sachin Tendulkar and cricket, and unboxing it for us is Sachin Tendulkar.
The legend, the master, and now a virtual reality gaming hero as well, Sachin Tendulkar. The Sachin Saga VR headset by Jet Synthesis is a multiplayer virtual reality cricket game which promises an immersive technology and a close-to-reality on-ground experience. But before we go any further, a quick unboxing by the Master Blaster himself.
Hi guys, this is the first Sachin Saga VR headset that I'm receiving. Really excited to get this box because so far we've only been developing this for a year and a half without knowing what the final outcome is likely to be. This is a cricket bat. This is a Bluetooth cricket bat, guys. Don't forget to put the phone here. And I have been practicing playing some big shots here. Look forward to catching up with you guys soon with a better cricket bat in time to come. This is also good. but there are bigger surprises.
Weighing under 250 grams, the VR headset is comfortable to wear. It supports a 100-degree view of field and uses 43mm HD optical lenses with 5.2-fold magnification. Now before you begin, scan the QR code on the headset to download the Sachin Saga app on your phone. Make sure that there's enough storage and at least 2 GB RAM on the phone. The accompanying Bluetooth controller can help maneuver around. Meet juvenile Sachin Tendulkar making his cricket debut and play along with him. You can hit the square cut or the straight drive or the paddle sweep among many other shots. The batting shots captured are of Sachin himself, so it allows you to play the shots the way he would and take on any of the legendary bowlers. The experience is quite immersive and you do feel that you are in the middle of a packed stadium. The VR headset is priced at about 2000 rupees and can be bought online. The quality is quite average and does not come close to the higher end headsets that we have used earlier. However, even the price is a fraction of that, and hence for Sachin fans, cricket fans and virtual reality fans, the VR headset could be a useful purchase.
And now it's time for some magic and the magic of running, which basically describes both the watches. Now, this is a watch that I thought was very interesting, very thin profile, fantastic OLED screen, great battery life, has great amount of sensors in it. This is the Honor Magic. They claim it's about 7 to 8 days. I haven't used it enough to really know that part, so we may actually do a second story when we come back and I've used it for a few days. Interestingly enough, smartwatches finally really becoming that tool that a lot of people have been waiting for, and it has happened. We'll do a full review of this. This is the Magic, and this, of course, is the running edition.
It's time to flick the wand and get ready for a little bit of magic. Honor launched their new smartwatch, the Honor Magic, in 2 variants, a premium leather strap and one with a black silicone strap as well, starting at a price of about 14,000 rupees. Powered by the ARM M4 chipset coupled with 16 MB RAM and 128 MB internal storage, it uses a dual-chip tech for energy efficiency and better battery performance. With a 178 mAh battery, it can last about a week on a single charge, but only if the GPS is turned off. The Magic has an altimeter, a barometer and a compass that can assist the adventurous fans when on outdoor activities. It can also help track multiple activities such as swimming, mountaineering, cycling and regular walk and run. The watch allows for high precision tracking through GPS and it is water resistant up to 50 meters. However, it is not completely waterproof. The Magic also comes equipped with a heart rate monitor which seems to work fairly accurately. As an add-on, it also has sleep monitoring features. Besides this, the Honor also announced a more affordable fitness band, the Running Edition. The Lava Red band is priced at about 1500 rupees and has a PMO LED display. This one lacks a heart rate sensor. The Honor Band Running Edition 2 is water resistant up to 50 meters and can be a useful device to strap on if you are still a newbie in the world of fitness trackers.
Now, before we wrap it all up, I have a question for you. All this amazing home entertainment technology, is it actually making sure that you don't need to move out of your house? For instance, when you go to a cinema hall, is the experience better or worse? And can companies that have dominated in that field do something about it? For instance, when you're watching, let's say, Netflix in 4K on a HDR TV or maybe a home projector with a fantastic sound system, and then you go to a cinema hall that has Dolby Atmos, which one actually wins? And isn't this very important, because eventually just being at home and carrying on and on watching Netflix movies or anything else isn't a very social experience. So we actually spoke to the very people behind Dolby to actually get an answer to this very important question.
Sound that engulfs you. Sound that terrifies you. Sound that captures your imagination. Watching cinema has changed over the years, and immersive surround sound has now become a reality and an expectation for the millennial cinema goer. And one of the companies which has pioneered this immersive audio experience in cinemas is Dolby Atmos. And this month, Dolby announced that it has reached a milestone of more than 500 installed Dolby Atmos screens across India. We all know that the Dolby Atmos platform gives a sound engineer tremendous freedom to produce powerful sound. Now let's ask the company what have been the challenges of setting up Dolby Atmos in India.
When you launch any new format, especially in cinemas, I think it takes time to kind of ramp up. There's always a question of whether the screen comes first or the content comes first. So I think the first few years kind of go into just settling down and getting the whole concept out to the exhibitors, to the content creators, and just telling them that this tool, how beautifully it can be used to tell their stories better. So I think that's the natural time which any format takes up, which it took in India as well.
Now let's address the elephant in the room, with Netflix and Amazon Prime becoming a popular choice to watch films and content. With a technology like Dolby Atmos being available to most home entertainment fans, are cinemas and independent exhibitors worried?
So as a cinema chain, as a film industry, we've always faced challenges. Whether it was long back VHS threat or the LCD or the LED threats, the threat have always been there. So people talk about it, but the cinema going appetite never decreases. But the coming of OTT players is definitely expanding the market in a big way. The way I see it is that with the OTT platforms, the variety of content has completely changed. People have started accepting good content. As far as the Dolby Atmos experience is concerned, you have different platforms where this technology is there, but the technology which is there in cinemas, I think the kind of hard work the whole team does, whether it's Dolby or Inox, the experience cannot be matched in a home theater system.
So whether you watch content in your plush cinema chair or on a comfortable couch, one thing is evident: the future of audio is bright and clear.
That then, of course, is the show for the week. Do remember, next week, I've already told you, is the Big Daddy event, the Mobile World Congress from Barcelona, Spain. Everything happens there. See you next week.